You're half asleep on a Saturday morning. Then it hits. That smell drifting from the kitchen. Smoky, savory, impossible to ignore. Your brain lights up before your eyes open. You stumble toward the pan like something ancient just woke up inside you. But here's what nobody mentions. That first bite never quite delivers what your nose promised. Is bacon tricking you, or is your brain the real culprit? The Chinese figured it out first. Around 1500 BCE, someone discovered that rubbing pork belly with salt did something miraculous. The meat didn't rot. It lasted through winters. It traveled with armies. They called it lapyuk, and it spread along trade routes like a delicious secret. Romans created patasso, a cured pork shoulder boiled with figs. By the Middle Ages, European peasants had added smoke. Not for flavor at first. Smoke kept insects away and added weeks to shelf life. But something unexpected happened. That combination of salt, thyme, and wood smoke created compounds that didn't exist in fresh pork. Molecules that would eventually hijack human neurology. For 3,000 years, people preserved pork belly without understanding what they were doing. In the process, they were accidentally engineering one of the most powerful aromas in the food world. Here's where chemistry takes over. When bacon hits a hot pan, sugars in the meat react with amino acids. Scientists call this the Maillard reaction. Same process that browns bread, caramelizes onions, sears steak. But bacon adds a second layer. The fat melts alongside the muscle, releasing an entirely different set of volatile molecules. Hydrocarbons, aldehydes, nitrogen compounds called pyridines and pyrazines. Researchers have identified over 150 distinct aroma compounds released during frying. 150. Each one drifts upward and binds to receptors in your nasal cavity. Your brain doesn't process them individually. It reads the whole package as a single overwhelming signal. Safe, caloric, worth pursuing. That's not poetry. That's evolution speaking through chemistry. About 80% of what we call taste actually comes from smell. Your tongue detects just 5 sensations: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, umami. That's the entire vocabulary. Everything else travels through your nose via a back channel called retronasal olfaction. Aromas rise from your mouth into your nasal cavity while you chew. But here's the asymmetry. Smell receptors come in over 300 varieties. Taste receptors? 5. Your nose paints in high definition with unlimited colors. Your tongue works in 5 shades of gray. When you smell bacon cooking, all 150 compounds hit before the meat touches your lips. Your brain constructs an expectation, a cathedral of anticipated pleasure. Then your tongue delivers a solid brick house. The architecture doesn't match. The gap between smell and taste isn't random, it's neurological. Every time bacon aroma reaches your brain, something called predictive coding kicks in. Your prefrontal cortex doesn't just process the smell, it predicts. It remembers every previous bacon experience and constructs an anticipated reward. Before you take a single bite, your brain has already run a simulation of pleasure. When actual taste arrives, your experience isn't measured against nothing. It's measured against that simulation. And simulations built from idealized memories, amplified by 150 aroma compounds, almost always overshoot reality. You're not tasting bacon. You're tasting the difference between prediction and delivery. Modern bacon production could cure pork belly in days. Traditional methods took weeks, but here's the trade-off. Faster curing means fewer complex compounds, less developed aroma. Industrial producers figured out workarounds. Liquid smoke adds phenols without actual smoking. Specific sugar combinations optimize Maillard reaction during cooking. Some manufacturers inject brine directly into the meat for faster penetration. The result tastes fine. It hits the basic notes. But artisanal producers argue something gets lost. Dry-cured bacon aged for 3 weeks develops compounds that wet-cured bacon never forms. Neither approach is wrong. Fast bacon feeds families on budgets. Slow bacon rewards patience with complexity. Different products for different mornings. Here's the part that surprises everyone. About 30% of the population experiences bacon completely differently. They carry genetic variations affecting a receptor called OR7D4. For them, the same compounds that smell irresistible register as unpleasant, almost medicinal. They aren't broken. Their noses simply read different information from identical molecules. This explains family arguments. One person's perfect Saturday morning is another person's sensory assault. The magic isn't universal. It's a biological lottery. Most humans share the winning ticket because thousands of generations of meat-eating ancestors selected for it. Evolution didn't create a perfect food. It created a perfect match between certain molecules and certain noses. That gap between bacon smell and taste reveals something bigger than breakfast. Your senses don't report reality, they construct it. Smell predicts, taste confirms or disappoints. Memory warps both. Every food experience becomes a negotiation between expectation and delivery, filtered through genetics you didn't choose and neural pathways shaped before you were born. Bacon just makes this architecture visible. Those 150 compounds aren't lying to you. Your brain is using them to write a story no physical food can fully satisfy. The trap isn't in the pan. It's in the space between your nose and your consciousness, where chemistry becomes anticipation. Next time that smell pulls you from sleep, you'll understand the game. 3,000 years of curing accidentally perfecting the bait. 150 compounds engineering anticipation. A brain running simulations your tongue can never match. You're not disappointed by bacon. You're experiencing the honest gap between promise and reality. The aroma is real. The pleasure is real. But that space between what your nose builds and your mouth receives, that might be the most human thing about the whole experience. So, what's in your fridge this weekend?